Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand to make more sales with email. As a part of my 100 emails in 100 days breakdown challenge, I'm breaking down an email from a brand called Rohto Cooling Eye Drops. I found their brand in my Facebook feed, and I thought that at least their paid media was a pretty unique angle, the way they were approaching eye drops for people that do use them. So I clicked through their website, signed up to the list, and this is their welcome email. So I wanted to go through their welcome email here and just kind of give you some insights on what I found. Take that and help your brand make more sales with email. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. They are using a little bit of cleverness here in their subject line. So welcome to the Cool Club. So the idea of cool eyes, cooling eye drops, it's all tied together, right? Their little theme and their tagline. So I think it's a great way. That's a pretty great way to one tie into some wordplay on their tagline, and also to people's desire to be a part of something and not be excluded. So in most cases, when it comes to exclusivity, it's not about being a part of the club. It's about not being a part of the group that's not included. So being left out is the piece that people don't want to feel. So being a part of the club remedies that feeling. So I hope that makes sense. So I think what Rohto is doing here is actually playing on that psychological need to be included. It's kind of like when, if you, as a kid, if you remember being picked for kickball or baseball or whatever game you're playing at recess, being the last kid chosen or not being chosen at all kind of sucks. So that right there is just baked into our psyche, into our psychology as humans. We used to live in tribes, used to live in smaller groups. So being exiled from that tribe was essentially something that could potentially make it so you die pretty soon, pretty quickly. So it's just baked into our DNA and our psychology of being a part of the group. So I think Rohto's using that here. They're playing on the exclusivity thing of being a part of the cool club. It does feel kind of like tongue in cheek of like, hey, we're making a little joke here, but it does play on that piece when it comes to humans. The from name and from email address, they're using their brand name, so Rohto Cooling Eye Drops. Now, what I like here is Rohto Cooling Eye Drops. They could just say Rohto, right? But they use Cooling Eye Drops to make it so that people understand exactly who they're getting this email from. I think that a lot of brands could do this if they're having issues with open rates and they don't have any delivery issues, like deliverability issues. So what they could do is put their actual product, benefit, or promise in the subject line as well, or sorry, the from line as well next to the brand name. So Rohto Cooling Eye Drops, I'm not sure if that's their full brand name, but I believe their brand name is just Rohto. So doing that just gives people another signal saying, hey, this is what you're about to click into and see. Their from email address, do not reply. I would absolutely change this. When it comes to making your emails feel more personal, even if they're an automation, even if they're not from an actual person, changing this from email address to hello at or info at or something a little more personal, it's going to help people. It's going to help get people to click more because they think it's coming from an actual person. Also, disallowing people to reply to your emails is unfortunate because if people want to reply and say this is a great email, or they want to reply and ask a question, or they want to say, hey, I want to buy this, but I don't know how to find it, even though you have links everywhere, people reply to emails, right? Or even if people reply and say, I hate this, those replies are positive signals to email service providers like Gmail, Yahoo, etc., that people actually want your emails. So until somebody unsubscribes or consistently doesn't open your emails or consistently moves them to promo tab or deletes them or etc., replies and adding your name as a contact in their address book, in their email provider or their email service, that those are positive signals. And not allowing people to reply actually can it increases your chance of being ending up in the promo tab, and also increases your chance of people eventually ignoring you and email service providers seeing your emails as spam or just a marketing promo, right? So that's one of the huge things here. Even though this is such a small thing, it's only a couple letters, couple characters, the from name and allowing people to reply and getting replies, it's a huge deal when it comes to deliverability and what email service providers think of the emails you're sending to your list. Here, before we dive into the email, my PDF here cut off because I have a pretty decent, cool image down here, but it cut it off. But this is the coupon code at the top. The Rohto does use pretty design heavy layouts. So something here that I think that I like is they just address the point right here. Can't see the email. Don't forget your Rohto's view in your browser. So if you're using design first or design heavy layouts, having a view in your browser at the top of the email is going to help a ton, because some email service providers, like I've said in other videos, they can block images, not show images, distort them, not load them. something else too with images. Images are a signal that an email is a marketing promo. Email is inherently a personal one-to-one messaging system. That's why it was built. That's why it's still used today. So if you put images in an email, if you put too many or they're not attachments, they're just in the email itself, though that can be a signal to service providers, email service providers, that it's a marketing promo and they're going to throw it in the promo tab instead of the inbox. This is why I prefer and suggest that we use plain text emails majority of the time. There are instances where visuals and images and things like that can be a huge help. In most cases, plain text outperforms design first emails across the board, opens, clicks, sales, etc. So if you are going to use design first and design heavy layouts, make sure you have that link in the top so people can actually see this if they don't. If their email service provider is not showing them the actual images, or there's some other reason why, they can click this little view in browser link and it'll open in their tab in the browser and they can see the whole email and experience it and get the whole experience. So next piece here, save 20% with code COOLEYES20. So the offer that Rohto made to get you to sign up to their list is right here at the top of the email. I really like that. Give them the offer and get out of the way. People that are going to buy that 3, 5, 10% or less of people who are going to buy with the first email, give them the code and give them a link or a button and say, hey, go buy what you're going to buy. And get out of the way and let them go do their thing. For everybody else, the other 80 to 85 to 90, 95% of people, we want to use a welcome email to essentially connect with them and say, hey, this is what you signed up for. This is why we're here. These are the problems we help you solve, etc. So it just really depends on how you want to approach that first sign up and what you're offering to get people to subscribe, how you actually build out your welcome sequence. That welcome sequence can be 3 emails, it can be 5, it can be 20. It just really depends what you're trying to do to get that first sale from somebody. Rohto, I think, uses visual. I think they use great visuals here. I think this is a really unique way to show their product. So this is in part a demonstration of their product, right? So Rohto cooling eye drops. They have a drop here. They have an eye that's you have here that's like zoomed in on because of the water. And then they have their basically line of eye drops here at the bottom. So something here that 2 things. One, I like the image. I like this when it's branded and it's custom and they use this to sell the products as a demonstration, right? The other thing is with this product line is if you look at this on a computer or a desktop or even a tablet, this works. I can see dried, cooler leaf, optic glow, max strength, etc. But on a phone, this is going to be super small. This size is going to be reduced down to so it can fit on the phone on the screen, and you may not be able to read this stuff, and it's going to be hard to see. So something here with the design and the visuals is we definitely want to make sure, and depending on which devices people are opening these emails on, is if you're going to use visual and design first stuff, you're going to want to make sure your design actually fits on the screen. You can see it on the screen that people are going to be viewing it on. So if majority of people use desktop, that's great. This layout works. If people are going to be using the phone, we need to potentially look at a different type of design, layout, or a way to show this product line, so it's a lot easier for people to see on their phone. Next piece, we get into the actual written text, the plain text, I would say the copy, actual written copy of the email. Welcome to the Cool Club. So acknowledge reader that they're in the right place. They've already been through all of this, so they have their code. They see the brand name and what they get. They've seen some products. This image is linked, so you can click through. This image is linked as well, so you can click through. So I haven't seen an actual call to action yet, even with this offer of save 20% with the code COOLEYES. I would put a button here saying, hey, shop now or buy now. Like there's a percentage of people that are going to buy just because they want the code, and everybody else that doesn't, then you can go into all your pitch with your welcome email and etc. and everything else. So I haven't seen a CTA yet, an actual direct CTA. So I would suggest adding that somewhere, either at the top of this, at the bottom of this, maybe right here, something to get those initial people who want to buy to their purchase and completing their purchase as soon as possible. So yeah, welcome to the Cool Club. That acknowledges that they're in the right place again after seeing everything above it. It looks like it says hi here. It looks like there's a space, so there could be a personalization that maybe got missed. I do believe I put my first name in here, so there's just an opportunity here to put people's first name. That's a very simple tactic to make people feel like it's an email for them. A lot of people understand customers are smart. Buyers are smart. We're all smart, right? We understand that when it says hi Chris or hi first name, that it's not because somebody wrote that, it's because it's automation of some kind, right? Most people know that. But not having it is super obvious now, because if you say hi question mark and there's no name there, it's like, okay, this is definitely an automation. This is definitely from a system of a robot of some kind. This is not from a person. That right there is probably worse than them saying, yeah, I know that's an automation, because nobody's going to write these emails individually. So yeah, avoiding that feeling, keeping up with the personalization expectations of the customer, not necessarily the industry, is huge. So people expect that if you have a space here, the thought may go through the mind of, okay, where's my first name? Like, they didn't use my name. That's bogus. They should be doing that. So just something to consider there. We're so excited to welcome you. That's conversational. Great. And then a few notes here. So roto cooling eye drops are designed with people like you in mind. The question here is for who? For who? Innovating for 110 plus years and counting. Our mission is simple: to provide fast-acting relief and soothing comfort for your eyes, so you can pursue your vision. So something that sticks out to me here with this copy is the eye drops are designed with people like you in mind. Okay, show me you know me if you're going to say that I'm the person you're targeting. So this is very general. It's not very specific. So something, and this is something else too, is like each of these products that they have here, they potentially or essentially, I would assume, solve some kind of problem when it comes to eyes, and those eye drops are what solve the problem. So if you know who I am because you're solving the problem with your products, then you should be able to tell me specifically who I am. If you're going to make that statement, then you know who I am and who you're selling to, which means you need to be specific. So, for example, if we say, let's see, optic, let's see if we can read this. Max strength, maximum redness relief. So if you have a lot of red eye, you could take a specific statement of like, do you have red eye? Do you experience dry eye? Does it feel like there's sand in your eyelids? Something like that. Like, tell me that you know who I am. Tell me that you know my problem, right? That you understand it, that you can empathize with it or sympathize with it too. And then this: innovating for 110 plus years and counting, our mission is simple: to provide fast action relief, soothing comfort, so that you can pursue your vision. So I wrote here this little play on words, but it's a double meaning, right? So pursue your vision, as in like pursue your life, and then also to have vision to do that. So I think that's great. I think this statement is decent. It almost goes into that corporate jargony, like, we've been serving the industry for 110 plus years, and this whatever. But they do make a mission statement to provide fast acting relief and soothing comfort for your eyes, so you can pursue your vision. This statement right here, I would even consider just getting rid of the 110 years, and just say provide fast acting relief, and make that like you in mind. People who want to pursue their vision, and you need fast acting relief to soothe your comfort. People typically don't care that you've been around for 110 years. If you've been around for 5 minutes and you can solve their problem, they don't care if you've been around for 5 minutes. What they care about is their problem being solved, right? If you've been around for 500 years, 100 years, 5 minutes, 5 seconds, they don't care in most cases, unless you're playing the credibility, status, or exclusivity game. That time of being around isn't something that makes people buy. What they want to know is, can you solve my problem? How fast can you solve it? How quickly can you solve it? How easy can you solve it? Or how much does it cost to solve it? People are looking for solutions to their problems, and using this, I would test out and say, remove this and just say, at Roto Cooling Eye Drops, here's our mission: to provide fast acting and fast acting relief and soothing comfort for your eyes, so you can pursue your vision. And just see if that change that paragraph to just that, and see what it does for clicks. And then something here: whether you're spending all day staring at a screen or exposed to environmental factors or something else, Roto offers proprietary filmers with unique cooling sensation, long-lasting soothing comfort for up to 8 to 12 hours, wide variety of solutions for red, dry, or irritated eyes. So these are all features with a couple benefits, right? Again, I think you could cut this copy down by half and get a better effect. These are the features and benefits of using the products. So why not get that to the top more, like, quicker? I would say this right here is essentially trying to say with people like you in mind, this is what those people are. So make that, like, put that as the first thing. Like, whether you're spending all day staring at a screen or exposed to environmental factors or something else, Roto offers this, and then put the mission statement below it, and then go into the coupon code down here. I think just moving this copy around and maybe cutting some is going to get you a better click and a better sales rate when it comes to conversions, because you're speaking directly to the problems and the things that people want solved, as opposed to talking about yourself. You can talk about the 110 plus years in another email in the welcome sequence, but in this first one, we're trying to get people to click and buy, and or at the very least click and shop, so you can retarget them and get your automations in play. And then here's the first like direct CTA that I've seen, is shop now, and the code here again. Something that I see a lot of brands miss is they don't put the actual how to use the code, if it's applied to checkout, what to do with the code when they go to the site, etc. So, or expiration or limited time offer or whatever. Giving that information here just under the CTA helps a ton, because people feel like, oh, they're being transparent. They're telling me how long I have. And also, if you say, hey, you only have 72 hours to use this code, there's some urgency there. If you say, hey, you have 30 days to use this code, there's some trust there, because you're like, oh, I have 30 days, and they're going to remind me, and you can remind them with your welcome sequence. So putting what to expect on the other side of this button, like what's on the other side of the click, telling people what's there so they know what to expect when that page loads or that place loads, builds a lot of trust through the process of buying from you. And then here, I think ultimately this email could stop right at the CTA and be done for the first email, and then the second email could be the 5 health tips. So something that a lot of brands do that, or they don't do in welcome sequences, is they don't break up the content based on what stage of buying that the person is in. So you have like you're unaware, they have no idea they have a problem. They have problem aware, where the customer is absolutely aware that they have a problem. There's solution aware, where they know there's a bunch of solutions that could solve their problem. They maybe have 5, 10, a dozen solutions they could potentially try. There's product or solution or service aware, product or service aware, where they know within 3 or less services or solutions that they're going to choose, they have to pick one. And then there's most aware, which is they've chosen that they're going to buy from you, or they've already used your stuff and they're going to come back for more. So the first email, we're trying to get people that are at least solution aware, in the sense that they know there's a dozen solutions and they need to pick one. The first welcome email typically takes people from that solution aware or that most aware and gets them to buy, right? It gets them to make a purchase. The second email, third email, fourth email, we're going to go back to the problem aware stage and say, hey, here's some eye health tips based on the problems that you're having that could help you relieve that stress or that pain. So you're building trust and building a relationship, and you move them down that buyer's awareness spectrum into a purchase. So putting this in, I understand that they're just saying, hey, people who want to buy now, here's the code. People who want to know a little bit more about us, great, here's some stuff about us, here's the code again. So they're solution aware. They're basically backing out of the buyer awareness spectrum, right? From most aware to product service to solution to problem, and they're using that with their email to back out of it. I'd say break this up into multiple emails. And what that does is one, it still delivers the message. 2, you're getting somebody to open 3 emails instead of 1, which means your deliverability and your reputation with email service providers goes up. And 3, you're actually addressing different segments or different buyers in your list at different stages with each email. So people are going to self-segment, which means you could potentially say anybody that opens this email and clicks, they could be potentially segmented into a problem aware stage. These people that open and click on this email are in a solution stage. This is a product service stage. You can start doing that with your emails just by sending and getting people to open and click. So there's different reasons why you want to separate these out. I do think that the 5 eye health tips like this, with what Rohto offers here, is great. This is fantastic. I think stuff like this does help. You mix in your 5 reasons why or 5 health tips with pitches like this, or mission statements or value statements, and then also direct offers like with your save 20% off. Mixing those in as you send to different segments at different times, different periods, etc., it's going to help keep your list engaged and keep buyers moving from that problem aware to purchase along that spectrum. And then finally, they have their code again, say get 20% off, and they mention keep eye drops handy for up to 8 hours, soothing comforts. It's just their offer again, and eye symptoms of DES. So the eye symptoms of DES, that right there could be its own email, right? Using that to explain, hey, this is the most common problem that people have. The biggest question they have is, I have DES, does this help? Write an email about that, explaining DES and saying, hey, we definitely understand what it is, and this is how our solution helps. That could be an email in and of itself too. So moving people from their buyer stage where they're at to the purchase, it requires different pieces of content, different pieces of copy to do that, to build trust, build a relationship, and then also get sales. So, and then again, save 20%. And then the last piece of the email, you have your socials, you have your links for privacy policy, terms, service, and then your standard foot information. So a couple of insights here, just to recap before we go. One, I think a CTA at the top under this, say 20%, is going to be going to get you more clicks, because people who want to buy that 3, 5, 10%, maybe less of people who want to buy now, they're like, yeah, I want to buy, I just want that code. Give them the CTA here so they know they can click and get through to it. The second thing would be design layout. I would consider looking at this on mobile and seeing if you can even see these products. I know that having these 6 here are going to help show that you have different solutions for different problems, but on mobile you might not be able to see this. So I would suggest maybe doing an email per product in your welcome sequence and say, hey, is this your problem? Is this your problem? Is this your problem? Here's a solution, here's a solution, here's a solution. That could be a way to spread this out as opposed to putting it all in one design. The third insight, I think that updating this copy to test for clicks and sales. I'd remove the 110 years. I would start this copy with whether you're spending all day staring at a screen, etc., with these features and benefits. I'd move the mission statement down below that, and then That's how I'd update this. That's the first thing I would test, is see if reducing the copy as well as removing the conversation about Rohto and more about the customer would get more clicks and sales. The final piece insight would be make this five I health tips its own email. So once you get people from the service provider stage into the buying stage with this first email, you can literally go back to the start of the funnel or start of the buyer stages and use your welcome sequence as this funnel to move them into their purchase from problem aware to solution aware to service provider aware to most aware. And so, yeah, those are the three big insights I would say to test with this email and moving forward with the welcome sequence. With that being said, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm doing 100 emails, 100 days as a breakdown challenge, and you can see my other videos on YouTube. Go check those out. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and we'll talk. So thanks for watching. Have a great one.